Welcome to the Shamani podcast. My name is Manuela.
My name is Nika, and we are talking about plant medicine, transformation, and manifestation. We are here in Castillo Balam in Sac Be, which is a little kind of hippie, used to be a hippie village in a jungle close to Playa del Carmen. And we want to share about this beautiful place that we or me have manifested in the past few years since I was working with Ayahuasca, and how she guided me and both of us actually to manifest some more beautiful things in our life that we didn't even know before that we wanted.
Yeah, I remember the first ayahuasca ceremony that we came to that was here.
Yeah.
And I remember your reaction to this place and arriving here and just instantly knowing that this is like your home in a way. Well,
Yeah.
even though it's not like you don't live here, but it's like the home of your soul.
Yeah, this was crazy. It was from the first moment, it was something so magical. And yeah, we both had some ceremonies before we came here for the first time, and they were beautiful. And of course, usually it's a powerful journey wherever you are. But when I came here the first time, it was like, wow, what is this place? And the shaman told me some information about it, and I was like, and he asked me like, "You like it?" I was like, "Oh my God, I need this." And in that time, I was actually still like preparing to create something more in the direction of Tantra, because I was working with Tantra and I studied that, and I could imagine how beautiful it would be to have some kind of events here, and also working with people like one-on-one and retreats and things like that. And this place is just super majestic and magical.
Yeah.
And then in that first ceremony, when I started my journey, all the spirits of this place, or I don't know if all, but many spirits of this place came to me, and it was like they were welcoming me home. That's what you say.
Yeah.
This was like my home from the first moment. And it felt like I returned to some place that is not even ancient, but it feels like it.
It does. It feels like you go back in time in this area, like with the cenotes and this place. It feels like you go back in time to like the time of Adam and Eve, like before everything went wrong, like the beautiful gardens and the crystal water.
Yeah, the paradise.
Yeah.
And this is very interesting that you are saying that, because also in one of my, the first ceremony, I received this, this plan to create this retreat center and all of that and build a temple. And that name that they gave me is very much connected to that story even. So
true.
that's crazy. I don't want to share it right now yet, because we are still in process of creating that, but I do believe that we can do that, because when I see what we've created here, and that we could manifest this place, that it became our family, but also our family of the people that we work with ayahuasca, having here the ceremonies and also other events that are super beautiful, that people want to come here and share their gifts and music and concerts and all of that. Wow, it's so incredible. And when I started to manifest this, I had no idea how I could do this, because in that moment we both were like,
I think you were still going through the breakup.
Yeah.
In that time, like,
yeah, that
it was a few, like 2 months or something before the actual split happened. It was the first time we came here, and then we had this whole roller coaster of like, the financial struggles and stuff.
Yeah, that's true, because the first ceremony I had here was actually on the same day that it was like 9 years with my ex-partner that we started to date, exactly that day. And it was actual date that we started to like really break up.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that was really interesting. And 9 years full circle. And I came here and I knew I need this house. I need this, we call it castle. It's called castle because it looks like that. And maybe we share some pictures somewhere, right, or some video one time. But it is like that. It's like you come to an old jungle castle. It has all this beautiful art and sculptures, and everybody that comes here is like, wow, what is this place? This is like magical, and this is so beautiful, and the garden, and it has very special atmosphere. And also when we have ceremonies here, they are so special because, like, sometimes people are like, how is possible that not everybody coming in like yoga pants, right?
Yeah.
Because what do we wear?
This
Yes,
dresses, and
exactly.
feathers in our ear.
Exactly, and I think that this place also invites because it's so majestic. And I remember when I had my first bufo ceremony, I didn't really know what it was yet.
Yeah.
In that moment, I just knew like I was preparing myself. I'm meeting God, so I put like my best dress that I had in that moment. I put like oil with golden glitter shimmer all over me, because I was like, okay, I'm meeting God. I need to look good. And the same is for me when I go to ayahuasca ceremonies. I like to wear white, and usually it's for a lot of people it's like that, wearing white. I think for me it's connecting to the purity of the spirit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, for sure. It's like a connection to the light, to the purity.
and our ceremonies here are like, they might be a little bit different and many people that a lot of people know. Like when you go to Peru, it's totally different, of course, than what we have here. Here is like you come kind of to a concert as well, because we have incredible musicians. You are one of them.
Thank you.
I'm so proud. And the music just elevates everything into another kind of dimension.
Yeah.
Not just the medicine, but the music itself. And it's like, for me, sometimes I feel like I'm in another dimension realm with inside of an alien party. I open my eyes and I see all these lights around when we have the moonlight and through the jungle and everything becomes white. It's so
magical.
Oh my God, it's pure magic. And when we go outside, sitting there sometimes and looking at the temple from the outside and being in the other temple that is jungle, that's actually as well a beautiful, majestic temple. It's incredible. And I think that we have very special something here, like super special ceremonies that, when we compare to ceremonies in Peru, which were really very beautiful and special as well, because you are working with a shaman that's been learning most of his life and has all this Shipibo tradition and knowledge from his dad and grandfather and other teachers, and everything is totally different, of course. And it's sometimes people think that, when you work here with local shamans or healers, that they are not shamans, but we all have it kind of inside of ourselves as well.
Exactly, and the medicine knows what to do and where to go.
This is it. The medicine guides you. And I remember that before we went to Peru for this dieta, like 26 days spending in the jungle in Amazon, which was incredible. And I was like, these ceremonies, how will that be for us, because we are used to something like this here. And in the end, it wasn't bad. But listening to just Icaro for hours, and it's a big difference. It's a big difference.
Yeah, I think both of us feel very blessed and lucky to have encountered this group, these people that we work with, and the ceremonies that they do.
Yeah,
it's so special.
It's something else with this kind of music and all of those instruments and the sound healing and Icaro as well. And I think that it's more important than being the shaman that is studying for 20 years. It's more important the intention, because also there are stories of these shamans in Peru that are sending each other
doing
like
witchcraft
and horrible.
Exactly.
And it's like, Juan did this too, and I'm sending him the bad energy back and things like that. So for me it's like, okay, I feel safe here. I love what we are doing, and we have this beautiful space now, and
it's still rooted in the Shipibo tradition. It's still like they're following not the rules, but kind of the guidelines and the way they do the ceremonies in Peru, the
Yes.
shamans. It's
Yeah, of
very
course.
similar in that way, but just with the added bonus of the music and the sound healing.
And the space.
Yeah, as well.
luxurious. And when I see sometimes where people have to go in Peru in the jungle and what kind of conditions they are in, and then I feel like super blessed, and it's very luxurious.
I remember because when we went for our diet, it actually happened in a way that I went by myself first to do a diet with a woman that someone recommended to me, someone that I didn't know but found on Facebook. And I arrived there and she wanted me to do the ayahuasca in her house, which is like this city. It's called Pucallpa, and it's I don't even know how to describe it. Like there's a lot of poverty there, and it's just very busy and very strong smells of like the cars and just a lot of different energies, and not a pleasant city to be in. And her house was in the middle of that, and she wanted me to drink the ayahuasca there. I would be there for 40 days drinking ayahuasca every other day almost. And like I when I compare that situation to this, like I can't even imagine the state I would be in after drinking ayahuasca in a location like that. Like I think it would mess me up so much that it would take me months or years to like recover from that, because you don't know what you're letting in. Like the space is not at all protected, it's so open to whatever, whereas here we're secluded by the jungle. We have this protection from the spirits of the jungle, and then obviously the shaman or the people we work with, like they're very good at protecting the space. But yeah, like I can't imagine.
I know. When you called me and told me in tears like what's happening there and where you are and what they want to do with you, and like, oh yeah, we do it here, and the husband is there and the kids are there and TV is on and
drinking
it's like
beer,
the worst neighborhood that you can imagine, and they are there telling you this is where you are going to do ayahuasca. Oh my god, I freaked out when you called me. I was like, oh my god, put your location on and go away there, let them bring you to a hotel. And this is very important, that even you did such a good research on with whom to work, where to go. You didn't want to save money to be like cheaper option, whatever. But this facilitator that actually gave you all the information was just lying about everything, and you can't.
She told me I would be in this like retreat center, kind of where a lot of local shamans work and do dietas with several people. And I got there and it was just like a farm with cows. Like there was no other shamans. There was no place, no maloca or anything that she promised. Like nothing. Nothing. Just completely different.
And
story.
The shaman never heard of this woman. Actually, probably he doesn't even know that she's promoting him as like we are working with this shaman who is actually famous. That's why
he wrote like several books and movies and stuff like that. Exactly. And he's really great. Like he helps setting up retreat centers for other shamans to work in. So like providing jobs to the people in that area.
Exactly. And
but that's not what happened to this lady at all.
No, they just use his name.
Yeah, exactly.
To get people there and to lure people there. And this is something also, like, people need to be so aware where they are going, because sometimes people think, we have to go to Peru to do it in the perfect ways as it needs to be and as it's meant to be and whatever. And it's even there is a lot of scams and lies and danger,
There's like in the Amazon, in the cities, in the places there, like there's a lot of poverty there, but there's so much abundance of medicine that they start to realize that they can take advantage of that, of the tourism, and pretend to be shamans and make a lot of money.
Yeah, and how do you know if somebody tells you I'm shaman, and they give you
they put on the nice clothes and the feathers,
exactly.
Send you a photo of this is the shaman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is what sometimes people don't realize, and they just become prey. Of these people. And of course we don't have any hatred towards those people because we understand why they are doing it, and we've been in Peru ourselves and we've seen that poverty and the despair and people trying to survive. But it's so important to really do your research and ask people around. It's not just trusting those people that are offering something, but look for people that did actually work with them or whatever.
Yeah.
And this was a great lesson also for you,
sure.
for us.
Yeah.
But we flipped it, right? We flipped it the way that we do.
Yeah.
We flip and shift. And actually it was really amazing because of that, and because how I felt for you, and I didn't want to leave you there in this desperate situation, and you didn't want to go back home.
Yeah.
And we found this another retreat or dieta, and they just were starting like in 1 week this 26-day dieta. So we signed you up.
Yeah.
You signed me up, and I flew there.
We went.
And we went together, which was something unexpected. And this is the thing, that we have to trust the medicine, how it works with us, because you went for the dieta with very special master plan that is not just for everyone. That's true, and you are very courageous. And I felt like this plant was teaching you something
For
already.
sure.
It was teaching you to discern.
Yeah, because what I hear about this diet, this is a tree, it's called Ayahuasca, and she provides you with many different lessons, some of them good, some of them bad, and it's up to you to choose.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to choose. You have to be able to discern like which are the good ones and which are the bad ones that she hides in a good coding.
Yeah.
So this was one of those like tests. And I think a really beautiful outcome of this is that I did get the bark of this tree to take home with me. And now it's just like I feel like she's waiting for the right moments to come to actually do the diet, and still testing me. You know, still like I can feel her spirit like walking next to me in the ceremonies and guiding me. But yeah.
Yeah, and this is a very special tree that I think that all shamans should work with, because it offers also protection in the spiritual realms, when you get to see all those beings that are not always like nice. There are truly beings that are, we don't know why, they don't even know probably why they are like trying to harm us, but it's the way they are. We cannot judge them. It's like energetical parasites or our physical parasites. We don't need to hate them, because that's what they are. They don't know any better.
No,
like
I
am
purpose.
a woman, I don't know any better than so
Exactly.
I'm behaving as a woman, right? So the parasite behaves as a parasite, and his thing is to leech on something and take the food or the energy. And this is what happens also in medicine, when you open yourself to all these energies, because that's what happens with medicine. You open all these realms and you can choose where you go. And this tree, Ayahuasca, is offering that kind of protection that makes you invisible. And
so she offers general protection as well, so it's harder for those beings to get to you, but indeed, like, she offers protection. There is a ceremony that I did a few weeks ago, and I was traveling like astrally in dimensions, and I could see kind of these beings that weren't so nice. Like, I could feel that their intention was not good. And in that moment, I start to feel like there was this kind of coating like put on me, and I became invisible. Wow. And I knew it was her. Like, I could feel that that spirit, that presence. And I went in front of these beings, like, hey, like waving at them, and they just couldn't see me, like, at all. It was amazing. And it was really great, because in the diet that we were in Peru, I had these, I think, a few ceremonies where I was also traveling astrally, and there were these beings that tried to capture me for whatever reason. And it was really scary. I feel like that those experience like traumatized me in a little bit of like making me afraid of the medicine of the ayahuasca, because it was really scary. And yeah, to have this experience and to receive her medicine of the ayahuasca without actually dieting her has been really special.
Yeah, but it's this thing in you that you have this deep respect and such humbleness towards the plant medicine, all of them. And I mean, I see how you grow with your music, with your talent, with your singing, and with playing all these instruments. And you've been dieting Bobinsana a few times, and you love her so much. It's like really like a being for you. It's a sister, right? And you really feel her presence in in your daily life.
Yeah.
And this is such a beautiful help that we can receive from the spiritual world that we don't even realize when
Yeah.
we don't work with the medicine. So this is also how the ayahuasca is guiding us. If we want to listen, if we want to change our lives, we can create rapid transformation, incredible transformations, life-changing situations from one moment to another. But we need to, respect the medicine and be humble,
Exactly.
and be willing to listen, which a lot of people don't do. And then sometimes they get lost. They start to use lots of medicine.
Yeah.
Every day something almost, or even alcohol sometimes maybe, but they get lost because they don't do anything with that. And sometimes people don't realize when their life starts to change that it's becoming worse. Sometimes situation gets bad. Yeah, right. So people start to kind of blame the medicine instead of see
Exactly.
it as the ally. And for myself, for example, for me, she was ally from the first day. I was like in love with her immediately, and it was so beautiful every time. And because of her, I have what I have today, because she was showing me things that I can achieve, things I can create. But not only that, she was empowering me incredibly. When I was on my knees, when I had nothing, when I left my ex with nothing, after like putting all my love and energy and attention to everything that he wanted, running around and trying to get him to like, okay, let's start to create something together instead of fighting each other. And I was exhausted, and I didn't know how to make money. I had no job, nothing. And I had the medicine, and she would be empowering me every ceremony. And I was here in the castle, and I felt the majesty, and I felt the invitation and the support and the grace. I felt divine grace. I realized what it is, what it is to live in grace. And almost every ceremony for the first year, I think, I would just dance. All the time I was dancing. And I was claiming this place. And I would go to the bathroom, which looks like like king's throne, toilet. And I would be sitting there imagining, okay, this is my throne. I am the queen of this castle. And I would go sometimes upstairs and lie down on a bed, imagining how I wake up here. And now I have this place, which is incredible because it's not easy to have it.
No.
It's not easy. It's not cheap. But I could come from nothing to having this as my second home, even not living here, which was first my dream. But yeah, I am happy with my modern apartment in the city now, close to the beach. But I really love this place, and I do honor all the spirits that are here protecting it and working with the jungle and all of that, and allowing us to come here and to do these ceremonies. I have such a respect for them, and I love them so much. I'm so grateful, and I can feel them. I can feel their presence when we are here, when we do ceremonies. I can feel how glad they are. They are happy with what we are doing.
I can feel their presence, especially a lot when you're not here during ceremonies, and how they're trying to create chaos in the ceremonies. Like, hey, where's our mom?
Where's our mom?
Where's the leader?
What did you do to mom? No, but yeah, it's an honor, and if it's like that, I am really honored. But even the shaman told me last time that they were thinking like, is this because Nika is not here? And that moment I realized, because they get sad. They think like, I don't like it anymore, or I don't want to come here, and I did have some busy time, and I didn't feel like going to the ceremony, which was very strange for me the first time, and they didn't go, and I really needed that rest. And then I felt this, and I was like, okay, I have to go back and have to be there. And I came back here. I did offering for them, and gave them cacao and all of that, and then I could feel how it shifted again.
Nice.
Which is it's incredible how these two worlds can become one for you when you work with medicine, when you do it intensively with love and respect, when you listen to her. And I remember you shared this week how you realized
Yeah.
the change in your life.
Yeah. I just feel like I've been shifting my priorities a lot and realizing that a lot of people that were in my life don't actually need to be in my life. And not because they did something wrong or we're fighting, but just like, yeah, I'm noticing there's like distance that's growing with a lot of people. And when we were in the diet, we were doing these kind of baths where we were bathing with the flower or the plant that we were dieting. And they really help to magnetize like the intention that you put into it. And one of the intentions that I had was, at that time I had like 2 or 3 people in my life that I wanted to really cut out of my life, but I didn't know how. So I asked the spirits to help me. And now 3 months later, I'm like looking around and I'm like, who is left here? And but all in like harmony and peace. Like it's just like this distance is growing, and it's been really nice as well, because I feel like through that, like I'm realizing my own worth more, and I'm starting to get more confident because I'm not looking up to these people anymore that I was before. And I get to see them as human, you know, with their own faults and their own lives. And it's like, okay, you're not God, you know? And yeah, just like been putting more attention and focus on what I want to create in my life. And some people are not necessary to be there anymore.
Yeah. Beautiful. This is a part of working with the medicine, because you know, people are always like desiring the shift and change, and they want more and better and living other kind of life. But then when it starts to happen and things start to fall apart and break down, then they are in panic.
Yeah,
and they start to hold on.
It's scary because suddenly you're losing everything, and very often you're losing everything at once, like your job, your friends, your relationship.
This happens, and this is part of shift, because like imagine you are on this in the elevator on a certain floor, on the first floor, for example, and you have all these neighbors there, but then you move to the 6th floor, you know, and you have to leave everybody there because they are not all moving with you.
Yeah, and it takes some time to get to know the new people, the new neighbors.
Exactly.
And that period is really scary for a lot of people, I think.
Yeah.
For me as well, in this moment, like I'm like, okay, well, I don't have so many friends at the moment, so many people in my life. Like, what do I do? Like, who do I, you know, what's gonna happen next? But
that's when the cat came in.
That's when I got a kitten, yeah. But in the past, because we've been on this journey for some time, like this has happened before, and we learned that, you know, whenever people fall away, like you always get better, not better people, but people that match your frequency more in this moment of time in return for that.
That's exactly that. We have been there in a beginning period when we started to work with ayahuasca and started to come to the ceremonies so often, and all the friends that we had in the beginning, lots of them, they wanted to come with us because they saw like super rapid change in how we felt, even though I was in a really bad relationship, a really bad situation. I was super, super unhappy, and I didn't know how to get out of it. But in the same moment, the ayahuasca was guiding me through that, and the way that I held to my vision, and I knew that everything what is happening in this moment is happening because I am going for that. And of course you were there as well, so it was also for you a kind of bad situation. And in that time I was still happy, and I started to radiate and shine and all of that, and people were like attracted to it. They were like, what are you doing? And I told them about ayahuasca, and they wanted to come with me, and they did it. And later some people started to be like, oh, I'm so worried about Nika, she's doing so much medicine. And I'm like, but look, I'm happy. I'm creating a beautiful life. I am freeing myself. And it is sometimes very triggering for other people that are stuck. And they have their like, okay, my husband, my child, my business, my this, my that, and that's it. And they know they are not happy, but they don't know how to not be in that way. So it becomes like pattern, program, and all of that, and it's the way how they will live. But when you start to shift out of such a situation that is keeping you down and keeping you unhappy and desperate sometimes, and you start to change it, you kind of illuminate their own issue that they don't know how to handle.
Yeah.
And instead of looking at that, they start to project and they start to be worried about you, that you are, getting crazy. And in the meantime, you are just manifesting such a beautiful life for yourself, where you heal your traumas, when you free yourself. And it's also a thing of the whole society. When people start to liberate themselves, they will be judged by those who don't dare. Because the people that don't have the courage to break whatever needs to be broken, that break the chains and the shackles of, and they don't dare, of course, they will point fingers at those that do,
Exactly.
because it's the nature.
Yeah.
They want to pull everybody back and stay in their comfort. When you start to show them that their comfort is actually their shell, they don't want that. They don't want to know that. And so, yeah, this is what we did. We freed ourselves. We liberated ourselves, and we had a very hard time. Sometimes, I broke down on the street crying because I didn't know the water was 5 pesos more expensive than last week, and it was too much for me. And yet we got through because we listened to the medicine and we had each other.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is also super, super important for. I don't know how I would get through that without you.
Yeah, no, me neither.
No, but the support and having somebody next to you that understands what you are going through and understand how the medicine works. And I mean, you're incredible at your age with this wisdom and understanding how the medicine works, what she is teaching us and how she's guiding us, and being able to support me while going through your own processes.
Yeah.
That's very also hard sometimes. I mean, remember how you had this period that you was like deadly allergic to agua florida.
Oh, yeah. So my whole life I was really like closed with expression, and I think at some point with the medicine I start to realize like there's actually something there, like not per se like an entity, but kind of like this little like monster that wants to keep me small, and not like more out of like a protection, like when we have wounds and traumas, like we create kind of, I see them in like the spirits that try to protect us. And yeah, I start to work on that and try to heal that. And then at some point, there's this water that the facilitators use. It's called agua florida. And it helps a lot, like when you're struggling, it helps to bring you back down and everything during the ceremony. And at some point they used it on me and I just couldn't breathe anymore. No, I think you used it on me actually.
Yeah. Because you were like encouraging.
And you walked past me and you sprayed it with a spray, and I just in that moment immediately like I had this like allergic attack where everything was just like I felt like everything was swelling and like I couldn't breathe anymore. And one of the facilitators, they brought me to the fire, and I think he was sitting there with me for like I think like 2 hours where I was in this process, and I just like the whole time I felt like my throat was closing. And then I just tried to drink more water, which when you're in the ceremony, like it makes you actually purge. So is that process also happening simultaneously? Yeah, and it was just a mess. And then what was funny is that I was purging, and then the shaman came, and she didn't know I was having this allergic reaction, and she poured again agua florida on me, and it just like the whole process started again. And we were there for another hour while I was like trying to breathe,
stay alive.
Yeah. And it was really scary. Like I remember, because you're in the medicine, I was like, I don't know if this is real. I don't know at what point I need to actually tell someone that I need to go to the hospital. Like what is happening?
Yeah.
But I just trusted the medicine that she would figure it out. And I remember at some point I was thinking, I was like, if this doesn't get better in like 5 minutes, like I'm gonna die.
Wow.
Like, because it was just like, I don't know if it was really happening, but it's almost like I could just see my throat like swelling from the inside and closing. And then in that point, it actually like the relief came, and it was good. But yeah, and then for a few ceremonies, I just like I couldn't even smell it. Like someone next to me was using it, and I just had to like go away as soon as possible because that was happening. And then I asked the shaman to give me like a tobacco cleanse that helps to like clean and stuff. And afterwards, he used agua florida on me, and it was good. Like out of nowhere, one ceremony to the other, it was good. And I think he actually sang an Icaro for me as well, like to help me with this entity or whatever. But yeah, after that, it was good. And then I didn't really do any like specific integration on it. And then the next ceremony, I could feel this entity that was back again. And I was like, in that moment, I realized like, okay, no matter how many cleanses or how many Icaros someone sings for me or whatever they do, like I need to choose to not engage with this spirit, this entity. And it doesn't matter how much healing I receive from the shaman, as long as I'm choosing to let this spirit in, nothing's gonna change. It just shows like how important integration is. But yeah, now I'm good. No, this was like 2 years ago, but it's a very intense process.
And it's the proof of it's an inside job always. And sometimes people are like, yeah, the shaman should be doing this for me and should be coming to me and should be whatever. No, it's you. And of course, if there is something happening in the good ceremonies with good facilitators, they will always come, and you're having hard time. This is what happens in our ceremonies. I know that when somebody has really hard time, heart purging, they go and they do indeed help with agua florida. And in your case, it wasn't the right moment, and that, but I couldn't know, so I sprayed.
No, exactly.
It's something that everybody really loves. Actually,
and I think we used it for like a year and a half, like
for sure,
so often at home, like all the time.
And. But it was that moment that your body came against it or whatever. And I remember it was super scary for me as well when you started to like, I saw your face and in the medicine, like the panic was like, really, really great. And like trying to control yourself, control your response to, and being worried and feeling this fear from you. And my fear as your mom, you know, about like what's happening with you. It was a lot, I remember. And I do remember that even like year before or something, you had, after one ceremony, you had a super, and you never had this kind of things, but you were like in this allergic reaction again to mango.
Yeah, I know.
And mango, you ate mango and then you had like spots all over your body and they became thick, and it was like within 10 minutes or something.
I know,
like,
and I love mango. I eat mango since I'm little all the time.
Now you eat it again. And I ran to the drugstore and to get you at least like this some tablet for this pill to
for the allergy.
Yeah, exactly. And then you were lying on a couch and I did some cleanses and singing for you the only song that I knew in that time from the ceremony, because it was in the beginning, and I did all this. And later you told me like, oh, you were like a shaman, really. So cute.
Yeah, but it's because it worked. Like
it helped.
Whatever you were doing, it helped
of
to
course,
move the energy.
You had the pill and your mind was more rested, because before you were in panic. And when you had the pill, you were like, okay, now everything will be okay. And so I did some things with you as well. And I sang for you. And I know that I felt then that it was like all connected to your womb, that you were healing this feminine painful experiences of
I remember at some point you put, I think it was the water from the Isis temple from Egypt that you put like on my chakras, and the moment you put it like on my belly, on my belly button area, I could see like there was this golden light that was going into my womb, and the womb already was like, it was really dark, very black energy there. And this light just like came in and cleared it all. And then the allergy went down.
And it never came back.
No.
And now you eat a mango.
I had one today.
Look, we're still alive. You're here and we didn't do anything. No, but it's people sometimes probably don't know, but even this kind of things are so connected with healing, with the medicine. And it's so important to have people that you trust, that you can share with when these kind of things are happening. And that people that don't judge you and don't think that you are crazy, because that also hurts when you share what you are going through and what you think about it, because the medicine is telling you things, lets you know things that you didn't know before. And even if people with like mindsets and mentality that they have, they cannot understand that it's very important to allow that person to have that process.
Yeah.
If it's crazy or not, doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It's that person's experience, and it's so important to have and to be that friend also for somebody, to hold that space for them, and for that person to feel safe enough,
Yeah.
because otherwise we can get lost in what's happening with medicine, and it gets bad name. There are people that I remember my husband, when we started to talk before we became couple, and he was like, no, I'm not interested in the medicine. There are these things about it and all of that, and then I would just share what happened in the ceremony yesterday, what I've been through, what I have learned, and how I feel now compared before, and all of the things that I just could share with him. And after several days of talking, he was like, okay, I really want to do it with you. And then he came, and the rest is history.
Yeah, now he's an ayahuasquero.
He's the biggest ayahuasca. No, he's not, but I mean, he loves that.
Yeah.
And he is very courageous, because he had some, my God, horrible ceremonies, like really, really bad. I've been sitting with him, and he just couldn't stop purging. And I was like, oh, you're already clean. Just trust that you are clean, but we can get stuck in these loops, and it doesn't stop. And it's so important to have good integration, have somebody that can support you. And if it's not your friends, then find some. It doesn't need to be a specialized therapist or whatever. It's good to have somebody with good experience, with understanding, with compassion and love, that can help you with your integration and really do this kind of things. Because as you said, you didn't do any integration, and the next ceremony the thing was back.
Start.
And I remember that process. It took a while, and I remember when you started to tell me about that thing inside of you, how you could see it. And I think it's created from your fear when you were little, and some experiences, and you were bullied, and you didn't dare to express yourself, and then some stupid girl told you, like, you can't sing, and so you never dared to sing while you have such a beautiful voice. And even now people come tell you that it's like angels singing when they hear you in the ceremony. But all of these things that we don't even pay attention to our whole life, they start to live their own lives. And then people go to ceremonies, and they are like, there are demons and things, and I'm afraid. And if the shaman doesn't know what they do or whatever, but we already bring those things with ourselves.
We all have it.
We all have it, because it's our wounds.
Yeah.
And they become the entity, they become a spirit, or whatever you want to call it. And this is how we need to treat them, with love and respect as well. And some we can allow to come more, into our life and heal it. And some we just have to push away, and we have to decide ourselves, like, okay, maybe there is a thing that is feeding you with jealousy and envy, and you can decide, like, no, I don't want to be this kind of person. And you don't have to hold it and embrace it all the time. You can just decide, like, I don't want to be jealous and envious. I'm going to create life where I feel good about myself, about my life, and I don't have to be that anymore. And then it just disappears. And this is also what the medicine can show you. And some people see demons because they think, the space is filled with demons of other people, because they don't want to look at themselves. But this is what the medicine does. It's your mirror. She is showing you what is inside of you, and she has sometimes really strange ways in showing it, and showing crazy pictures and situations.
I remember we have this friend. He was in a ceremony with us, and he was at some point during the ceremony he saw this spider. And he was so happy, because he always hears people talk about seeing spiders in ceremonies, and he was like, finally it's happening to me. And then after the ceremony, when the light came up, he realized that it was a real spider, and it was sitting right next to him.
This is something that can happen in the jungle. And we've had some crazy things inside, like scorpions and tarantulas and cats and dogs and everything. So it can happen. And this is all part of that process in some way. And I think this most important is to feel safe in the space, understanding that forget about comfort. You know,
Yeah.
some people want to be like, oh, I want to feel comfortable in the ceremony. And I don't mean like comfortable bad, but comfortable with, you will not feel comfortable because medicine is not about comfort.
No, never.
So, but important is to feel safe, to have good information about where you are going, who are you working with, and you know, having good support after the ceremony at home, and
Yeah.
and look for the support if you don't have it in your own surrounding, and find the people that do understand, and or go to a retreat where you
Yeah,
will be held through this process. And yeah, I think that's super important for
sure.
the healing process. And I think that we did quite well with each other
Yeah.
and with people that we have around ourselves.
that's true.
But it's always what our shaman always said: find your own inner healer, find your own inner shaman when you are in the journey, when you are having hard time. If you need to go to the bathroom and you are not able to walk, should be help, right? In our ceremonies, there is always help. There should be help, but try to find the power inside of you that is what will help you to get through those more difficult journeys as well. And it will give you this confidence after that, like, wow, you know, look, oh my God, I survived. Oh, Jesus, I survived. I'm still here. Oh, now it's nice. Now let's dance. This is how it's supposed to be. And then understanding that in the daily life, what you've been through in the ceremonies will happen in the next weeks or months, because that's how the medicine works. She first shows you, I feel like that. She shows me what's happening in my life, what I need, and then it starts to really happen in my daily life. And following that guidance and understanding that makes all the difference, because then you can really manifest life of your dreams. And we are not done yet. We have castle now, but we are going further. We want more, because we want to create something so more beautiful for everybody to come here, to be able to stay here with us and have these kind of beautiful little houses here everywhere for people to experience this magical place with us. And I can't wait when we get it done.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like that, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We'll have all the links in the description. And for more information on our retreats, you can check out our website.